house, in the house of her husband and her house. And she will be asked about the responsibility. Did the parents take care of the children, provide them the best education, best character teaching, upholding best example? You know, what's the use of giving them the best teachings and we have the worst example? Did we offer them the love that they need, the compassion that they need, the guidance that they need, direction? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who guides, but you provide the guidance, direction. You show them the way, you live the way, you teach the way, and you pray Allah keep them on the way. But other than that, you can't control, but you have to do your role. And then the hadith continues, even the employee or the servant is a guardian of your employer's assets and businesses and money, and you will be asked about that. You know, when you work for a company, the hours that you put, you say, I worked so many hours, did you put them in as you promised? You're in charge, you're a trustee of that amana. Really, this hadith summarizes for us our responsibility. Meaning, I can't go and continue to blame others for our misery. We can't continue to say, this country did this, this king did this crown prince did that, although it's fun to make about that special crown prince you all know about. But other than that, we cannot blame them for all the failures alone. They are doing their miserable work. What are you doing to correct? They are trying to destroy. What am I doing to build? They're lying. They are defaming. What am I doing to correct? They are publishing books to defame Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to defame the Quran, to scare people of Islam and from Islam. Okay, what am I doing to make people love Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to learn about his sunnah, to learn about the Quran, to learn about Muslims? They are doing everything they can to undermine the Muslim ummah, to divide the Muslim ummah into tribes, into nations, into sectarianism, into whatever you can imagine. What am I doing? What are you doing? What are we all doing to unite the ummah, to empower the ummah, to strengthen the ummah, to have the ummah care about its own affairs together? So that's the equation, my dear brothers and sisters. How do we understand this hadith? كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. First of all is your personal responsibility. Your individual responsibility is about your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know what? If you are not praying the prayers that Allah asks you to perform, if you are not fasting Ramadan, if you are not paying your zakat, if you are not engaging in what Allah ordered you to engage, being honest, following the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you have no one in the world to blame except one person. Who? Yourself. No one else. I can't blame anybody else. I can't say it's the fault of King so and so. I can't say this is NATO, this is Israel, this is the Zionists, this is CIA, this is the Mossad, this is Arab war. There's only one person that I can blame if I don't fix my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's me. No one else. Me. Not even my parents. Because I'm an adult now. I know if your parents didn't give you a good example, may Allah forgive them, they're on their own now. You take your own responsibility, and we have to take responsibility. You know, people who keep blaming others for their failures or lack of making decisions, these are the ones who don't make it. We have to take ownership. Second responsibility is towards your family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. O who you believe, shield yourself and your families from hellfire, wal-'iyadhu billah. Allah is saying, meaning no one is responsible directly for your family other than you. No one else. I can't blame the ummah and the masjid. You know, the masjid is not doing enough. Subhanallah, I come here and you know what? The masjid is a helper. The school is a helper. The imam is a helper. Your brothers are a helper. XYZ are helpers. But there's one where the buck stops. There's one who is responsible. Who is that? The parents. No one can take that ownership. All of us, we can build the best school, masjid and madrasa and all of that. But who is going to feed, you know, spoon feed as they say? That knowledge is you, for the children, your children. There is a collective responsibility that comes next. The next responsibility is your responsibility to your society, your community, your city, your country, to make sure that it upholds justice, that its rights are protected, that racism is challenged. When a community is being targeted, whether it's black community or immigrant community or refugee community or XYZ community, any community that is unjustly targeted, they expect you. You have a responsibility, you and we as collectively, to stand up for that. Don't say, well, the government is this, the abuses are that. No. The buck stops where we collectively, what have you done? Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mas'ool, what does that mean? On the day of judgment, Allah will ask you specifically. You heard about police brutality against young black men. And you heard about that and you witnessed it. So don't tell me you didn't watch the videos. Allah is going to ask you. He's not going to say, what did Congress do, by the way? Hey, are you familiar with what CNN did? No, Allah is going to ask you, what did you do? Ahmed, Muhammad, Khalid, Safiya, Aisha, Fatim, what did you guys do? You heard about it. You knew about it. You can say, I joined this effort. I was part of this effort to make a difference. I protested. I wrote a letter. I organized the community. We hosted a forum. I signed a petition. You can say, that would be your excuse of action. But saying, Wallahi, I was waiting for somebody else, sorry, it doesn't cut it. And the last responsibility, and equally important, is your responsibility towards your ummah. We are part of an ummah. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. We are the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is no need for us to, we're part of an ummah. As much as they do to divide us up into tribes and nations, to divide us, as opposed to the verse that says, so we might know each other. As they try to divide us, you should counter that. You should feel the sense of belonging to an ummah. You should feel the sense of pride that you are part of the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your name is Ummat Muhammad. You're connecting to being part of an ummah. This is a great honor. And which ummah? This is the ummah of this language? No, we're not saying because we speak Farsi or Urdu or Arabic or we have blue eyes or black skin. Or you're an ummah connected with a mission. An ummah that is connected with a message. An ummah that is connected directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His messengers and His teachings and His wahi. An ummah that's great, that gives you the great honor, subhanAllah. So be proud of that and pay the dues for that part. When you're part of the ummah, meaning you care for the affairs of the ummah. The Prophet ﷺ described this ummah when he said in a hadith عن النعمان بن بشير رضي الله عنه وأرضاه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم يقول مثل المؤمنين في توادهم وتراحمهم وتعاطفهم كمثل الجسد الواحد إذا اشتكى منه عضو تداعى له سائر الجسد بالسهر والحمى. The Prophet ﷺ, hadith muttafaq alayh, meaning narrated by Bukhari and Muslim, he said, I heard the Prophet ﷺ say, the example of the believers to one another is like in their love to one another, in their sympathy, in their mercy to one another, is like the example of one body. If one organ, one limb is hurting, the whole body feels that pain and comes to its aid. Always ask yourself, wallahi, the litmus test for your iman, because مثل المؤمنين, the hadith is very clear. The examples of the believers, that's how the believers are. If I'm away from that level, that means my iman has not been perfected. My iman has not reached the level where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted me to be, which as described by the Prophet ﷺ. That meaning when they hurt, I feel the pain. When my sister in Kashmir gets raped and killed, I should feel the pain as if this is my own daughter. May Allah protect all of our daughters and sisters. This is how it should be. If I'm not feeling it that way, my iman is shaken up. My iman is still not there where Muhammad ﷺ wanted it to be. My iman needs some work. And our iman always needs work. But now at least let me acknowledge, if I'm not feeling the pain of my brothers and sisters in Burma when I see them in refugee camps, I should feel that there's something wrong. Nothing wrong with them, nothing wrong with the news. There's something wrong with me. And I need to work on myself. My dear brothers and sisters, the responsibility starts and ends with us. Everything else are external factors that I cannot control. But I can control what I can do. What I can do is to be committed to this ummah. As I'm committed to finding a good job and preserving this job and succeeding in life and getting a great education. These are great commitments. We will not make a difference unless we have those commitments. So we can be influential in standing up for justice and goodness for all people, not just Muslims. The world needs the Muslims to be there, to play the role of defending, standing up for justice. مَنْ رَأَى مِنْكُمْ مُنْكَرًا فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ. The hadith of the Prophet. Whoever sees wrong, falsehood, let them change it with their hand. If you can't, with your mouth. And if you can't, the weakest of faith is in your heart. Don't get accustomed to injustice. I want to commend the community at a time when, alhamdulillah, we are facing challenges. Here in America, we're making a difference. Because we have more rights, more freedoms, more leeway to do things that our brothers and sisters in other places don't. We as Americans, alhamdulillah, despite Islamophobia, despite all the anti-Muslim talk, we have a constitution. We have friends, we have allies. We have people who understand the value of religious freedom, civil rights. So we're not alone. The problem is we are not exercising our rights. Not enough of us. When there are big issues, not enough of us are educating the public. Not enough of us are challenging the abuses by our own government. Yes, we have CARE. Yes, we have MAS. Yes, we have these organizations. But the reality is, these organizations are as strong as you make them. That's the reality. Recently, we launched a new program for CARE called the Membership Drive. Basically, because we get challenged. Every time we had a meeting with members of Congress or assembly members, they would say, how many members do you represent? I used to say 500,000 Muslims in Southern California. I said, well, how many of them are real members? How many of them pay on a monthly basis? Any amount, because that's a litmus test. We ask how many people come to the masjid. MashaAllah, Eid, we have tens of thousands. Really, how many people donate to the masjid on a regular basis, on a monthly basis? You really want to know how much we care about the masjid? Ask how many people. Maybe we should ask Sister Sabiha later on. How many people actually are paid members who pay and attend and support and vote and get engaged? This is the indication of the level of commitment. To come here once a month and make a donation and leave, sorry brother, sorry sister. This is a reflection of how much Islam fits in my priorities. If it is a once a week, once a month, or just Jum'ah, I come here and put up $10 or $20 in the box, not enough, my dear brothers and sisters. We have to change our priorities. I'm not pushing anybody or putting anybody down. We all need to improve. We all have our weaknesses. I'm your first. But we need to acknowledge what we have and where we can improve. I'm urging all of you, inshallah, to take these things in, inshallah, with an open mind, an open heart from your brother. Take it as a way to improve, inshallah, and build our community. Be part of your organizations. Join the masjid. The masjid has a great program here on a monthly basis where you can support to pay, cover the bills, have the programs and the activities. Join your organizations. CARE cannot be strong without the community's membership. You will not. I hope all of you, each one of you becomes a member of your masjid and of CARE. Join the activities. MashaAllah, the brother stood up, gave us Allah khair, a list of events. How many of us will end up attending? You know, on Monday we have the Muslim Day at the Capitol, where we have about 800 Muslims traveling to Sacramento to spend the whole day lobbying for issues of justice. MashaAllah, I'm so proud that the young students from Orange Crescent School will be participating for another year. MashaAllah, for the last few years they've been going. Young middle schoolers, middle high schoolers, junior high, going, participating, meeting with assembly members. Our own scholar, MashaAllah, Sheikh Muzammil, Allah khair, is attending. As busy as he is, he understands the value of making a presence. Let them know that we Muslims care about the affairs of justice in our country and our state. MashaAllah, almost every imam is going to be there. 800 Muslims. You heard about the tonight program at IOC in Anaheim about Islamophobia with Dr. Khalid Baydoun. How many of us want to know what Islamophobia is? How many of us want to know, to be part of the solution rather than complaining or being on the receiving end as a victim? How many of us want to be on the offensive, exposing these people behind Islamophobia, shaming them, exposing them, putting them in the corner and shutting them down eventually? All of us say we want to do that. What are we doing to do that? How many of us are going to participate in the candidate forum that was mentioned, where let the politicians, the candidates come here, or maybe I don't know where it's going to be, and meet with the Muslim community. Hear from us. Tell them, listen, you're not going to get our vote unless you do this and this and that. Unless you stand up for justice, against injustice, against bigotry, against racism, against the anti-immigrant sentiment, against. Let them know. Let them work hard for these things. These things, my dear brothers and sisters, depend on us, nobody else. Me showing up or not is my own decision. Me contributing and joining the masjid membership is my decision. Me joining the membership of CARE is my decision. Me in helping with the affairs of the community is going to my decision. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wallahi sincerely, from the depth of my heart, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the fikr, the thinking, the feeling, the emotions, the passion, to know that what we're living in today could be the worst time of challenge or the best time of opportunities for our ummah in recent years. What we're witnessing today is an onslaught, nothing short of an onslaught on Islam itself. There's an attempt to change what Islam is in the rest of the world. Wallahi, no secret. Documents, everything prove what they want to do is create a new Islam that an average Muslim would never recognize. An Islam that Muhammad ﷺ would never recognize. And they will fail, I have no doubt. They will fail, Allah tells us they will fail. But I worry about us. I worry about us witnessing this and not being part of the solution. Allah said He will replace us. Allah said if you don't, He will replace you. And get people who care about the affairs. We want to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah is all-knowing, that we do care. And this is important to us as our love for our community, as our love for our families, our parents, our children. May Allah bless them all. We love our ummah. And the affairs of the ummah are our affairs, and we want to be part of that affairs, inshallah. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us, to use us, inshallah, as instruments for goodness and justice and equality for all people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in our hands and our words and our mouth the ability to unite our ummah, to build the strength for goodness. Because when an ummah of 2 billion people, wallahi shame on us, 2 billion people watches a 8-year-old girl being raped and killed and cannot do anything, this ummah does not deserve to exist. When this happens, when young children in Syria get gassed and killed in front of the world, we have failed Muhammad ﷺ. We have failed our title of an ummah of justice, ummah of haqq. And inshallah we will change that, and we'll turn around to defend every oppressed in the world. We'll stand up for everyone who's treated unjustly in this world, in our country or around. But that takes from us an ability to make a niyyah for change. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us that niyyah and that ability. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فيا فوز المستغفرين. استغفر الله. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah amma ba'd. My dear brothers and sisters, our community in the last few days lost one of its pillars, one of its really respected servants, Dr. Riyad Ahmed, especially from this community, well known to all of you and to many of us who have been active in this community. He's one of those people who helped and served from behind the scenes. Not the one you always see, maybe when he gave khutbahs and talks. But it's a reminder. Wallahi, I was at the funeral yesterday, and I passed through the graves. You know, this is the Westminster place. And I've been here when I came from Texas almost 25 years ago. I remember going to that place, there were a handful, maybe a few dozen graves. Now hundreds and hundreds. If you make time, go and visit the graves. This is a sunnah from the Prophet ﷺ. So you can remember that this is our ending. Nothing bad about that. It's not about being gloomy. It's about being realistic, because death is reality. Wallahi, you go and read the signs of, the people who passed away. Many of them will be your age, and many of them are younger than your age. We are on borrowed time on this earth. Borrowed time. Really, when Allah decides, we don't know. Let's use this time to leave that legacy behind us. A legacy that, alhamdulillah, that Allah will put it on your record. You stood for what is right for this ummah, for yourself, for Islam. We're on borrowed time to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek His guidance and His help. Use that time that He gave us in ways that make Him subhanahu wa ta'ala pleased with us. So we ask Allah to bless Dr. Riyad Ahmed and his family. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant him Jannah. We ask Allah to grant him mercy and forgiveness. Grant his family sabr, an ajr for that sabr. It's never an easy thing to lose a loved one, but we all know that this is Allah's destiny, and we have nothing to complain ever about what Allah chooses. Because we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To Allah we belong, and to Him we shall return. Ibadallah, إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد كما صليت وسلمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك، ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا. اللهم متعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا وذرياتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا، واجعله الوارث منا، واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا. اللهم لا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك فينا ولا يرحمنا. اللهم لا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا. اللهم نسألك أن تجعل الجنة هي دارنا ومأوانا ومآلنا وهمنا وهدفنا يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم من أراد بالإسلام والمسلمين خيرا فوفقه إلى كل خير، ومن أراد بهم شرا وضرا فخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر. اللهم نسألك أن ترفع البلاء عن إخواننا المستضعفين المظلومين المقهورين في كل مكان. اللهم كن مع إخواننا في الشام، اللهم كن مع إخواننا في سوريا، اللهم كن مع إخواننا في فلسطين، اللهم كن مع إخواننا في غزة وبيت المقدس والخليل، اللهم كن مع إخواننا في مصر وفي ليبيا والسودان واليمن والعراق وأفغانستان وباكستان وكشمير والهند وبورما والصين وليبيا وفي كل مكان يظلم فيه المسلمون. اللهم كن معهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم من أراد بهم خيرا فوفقه إلى كل خير، ومن أراد بهم شرا فخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر، الله أكبر،
الله أكبر، الله أكبر.
لا إله إلا الله.
استووا اعتدلوا أثابنا وأثابكم وصووا صفوف سدوا الفرج وصلوا صلاة مدة. Make the line straight and pray as if this is your last prayer. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل؟ ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل، وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. الله أكبر. سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك على محمد. ربنا آتنا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر الله. استغفر الله. استغفر الله. من أنت السلام ومنك السلام تبارك. ما أعطونا شيء.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. On behalf of all of you, I say Jazakallah to Brother Hussam for his great khutbah. Inshallah, may Allah united our ummah and guide us to do the right thing for inshallah. Very quick announcement, the Mercedes car is still available and is parking in the front of the masjid. Please look at it if you need it or you are interested in a car. Brother Asfuddin and Hajj Kamil had the key. The second one, and is very important to you, effective May 1st, Edison will no longer give a discount to non-profit organization. This means our electricity will go up higher by 20%. And our electricity right now is about 5,000 to 6,000 a month. It's going to reach about 6,500 to 7,000 a month. If you are interested to carry 1 month or to pay the bill for 1 month or half a month, please see the office and give your contribution, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, and thank you very much. And I have Brother Farid, he has something to say, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Dr. Rifat Obadia, for allowing us to make a quick announcement and introduction.